Unto thee, O Lord, do I lift up my soul. Welcome. Let us begin this reflection together. Breathe in. Be still. Let your heart settle. Lift your thoughts toward God. He is near. Let light find the restless places within. We begin by opening our souls to Him. Have you ever felt like something inside you was unsettled? Not just physically, but deep within your inner life? A kind of quiet tension, anxiety without clear reason, or emotions you can't fully explain. I began asking a question that changed how I understand healing. What is the soul? In Psalm 25:1, David says, Unto thee, O Lord, do I lift up my soul. At first, I thought this was simply poetic language. But the more I sat with it, the more I realized it is deeply personal. David is not presenting a polished life. He is presenting his inner life before God, his fears, his thoughts, his desires, his emotional weight, his unseen struggles. So what is the soul? The soul is the inner place where human experience becomes personal. It is where we feel joy and grief, where memories are stored, where desires are formed, where fear and hope compete for influence. And when that inner world becomes overwhelmed, the body often responds through stress, anxiety, exhaustion, and inner unrest. A divided inner life often feels like being pulled in two directions at once. One part trusts, another part resists. One part believes, another part fears. David understood this inner conflict deeply. He knew fear. He knew betrayal. He knew waiting in uncertainty. He knew what it felt like to be overwhelmed internally. Yet his response was not withdrawal, but surrender. Show me thy ways, O Lord. Teach me thy paths. David chooses dependence over control. He chooses trust over self-reliance. He chooses relationship over isolation. And in doing so, he models a pathway for the human soul to become whole again. Healing, then, is not simply the removal of pain. It is the reordering of the inner life. It is the soul learning where to rest. We often try to manage anxiety by controlling circumstances or fixing thoughts alone. But David shows another way, lifting the soul to God. Not a perfected soul, not a healed soul, but an honest soul. And in that honesty, something begins to shift. Fear no longer has the final word. Pain is no longer the defining voice. Confusion is no longer the center. Instead, trust begins to form. So the invitation of Psalm 25 is simple, but profound. Bring your soul to God, not just your words, not just your actions, but your inner world, your thoughts, your fears, your questions, your wounds. And over time, the divided heart becomes whole, not because life becomes perfect, but because God remains faithful. Unto thee, O Lord, do I lift up my soul.